Alright, hi there, and welcome back to Home on a Half Acre. This is going to be the hot composting video, and I've been really excited to do this video. I'm hoping it's ready in 18 days, but we'll see. I'm going to bring you guys along for this journey to see what we can do with this hot compost here. Anyways, I thought I'd go through the ingredients I'm going to use in the pile, and then I'd shoot me maybe making a couple of layers, and then yeah, we'll see from there. Okay, so let's start here. First ingredient, of course, is our nitrogen ingredient, and that's going to be mostly grass clippings and food waste. So here's our grass clippings pile. I've been gathering this up for, oh, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 weeks. Most of that's from my grandpa's place, actually. I don't cut my grass that much. Let's move on here. This is interesting. So I made this about 3 weeks ago. It's biochar. So I, made the biochar in my fire pit, and then I've been letting it soak now for three or 4 weeks in a worm compost tea. And so I'm really excited to see what that does to the compost and what, yeah, that'll be cool. And then we have our chicken manure, which I went and got from a friend. And then wood shavings. So I sifted those through with a sifter I made, so that they'd be just a small thin ones to compost easier. So hopefully that works. Once again, free, from the tree care company. Then I got a whole bunch of old leaves from last year. That's part of my browns, so I probably should be explaining that too. The browns is you have to have a mixture for your compost pile of browns and greens, or nitrogen and carbon. That's another way to put it. So you usually want to have like a 2-to-1 browns to nitrogen in these piles. So that's what we're aiming for. So we may not use all those wood chip. That's another brown. Chicken manure is actually considered a green. It's a nitrogen. And the biochar, I'm not actually sure what that's considered, but I'm thinking it's probably a brown. And then I just got some food waste over here that I've been collecting up for a few weeks. Oh, and I forgot to mention water. Water is the key essential ingredient in this pile. Is we gotta have water. Without water, nothing will work. No life without water. So I'm gonna start with the brown. And we move to grass on top of our brown. And grass can be can mat up easy, so just use a little bit. This grass has actually started to compost already, so that's kind of cool. So a grass layer. One thing about these piles too, you want to make sure that they're a certain size. So they got to be pretty much 1 meter by 1 meter at least, or 3 feet by 3 feet. And you want to keep them to that size. You want them 3 feet wide, 3 feet tall, 3 feet high. Okay, let's go back and we'll add some more layers. Okay, here we are back with the finished product. This took me about 2 hours, I guess, all said and done. I took a little break in between. But I used most of my product, so it was about 30 days, I guess, gathering up the material I needed. Oh, I mean, not counting the brown leaves that were left over from last year. But yeah, it's all used up, and here's what it looks like. So it didn't make the hugest pile, but I mean it's a good 3 feet wide, and yeah, it's at least 3 feet tall, I would think. We'll see how this turns out. Okay, here we are, day 6. We do a little check-in. I flipped this pile now. It was at about 153 when I flipped it. So we're still heating up. You know, and it doesn't look like compost yet, but I mean, it's getting there. Hi there, here we are. It's day 8 of the hot compost, and we're going to check the temperature, and we're going to flip it back to this spot right here. So I'll show you the temperature, and then I'll kind of show you what it's looking like, and then I'll do a flip and yeah, bring you back for day 10. So we haven't actually needed the tarp because we haven't had any rain, but I guess it's keeping stuff off. This is looking pretty good. God, just have a small temperature here, so it's warm up there. Like, this is starting to break down for sure. This is looking like compost. Kind of. So it looks like we're just breaking 140. So it's still heating up nicely. Here we are, day 10. And it's interesting. It's coming along. I mean, stuff's not really recognizable other than the wood chips in there, which is probably a good thing. So we're about halfway through, which means we got about 8 days left according to the Berkeley hot composting method, and it should be ready. I'm kind of doubtful on that, but we'll see. I think I'm going to end the video, this part 1 here on day 10, and then I'll show the rest of the series and then sort of give my final thoughts in part 2. So yes, a couple interesting things to note. I never actually got to the 155 degrees that they talk about, as far as I'm aware, when I checked it. I got close a few times, 152, 153. Today when I checked my long composting method that's behind this in the bins back there, it was actually well above 160. Though I just added some grass clippings and some old grocery bags and stuff as browns yesterday. So that one's heating up actually more than the hot compost method. So it'll be interesting to note if is it the heat that's making this work, or is it the airflow, or the more control you have over the environment by turning it and keeping it damp. Yeah, I don't know, just something to think about, I guess, when you're using this method. Right now, I'm not sure I would recommend this just to a home gardener. It is a lot of work. I mean, you got to be dedicated to come out here every 2 days and flip this. Yeah, so I'm not sure for the home gardener this is really that great of method, but who knows? Maybe it'll be ready in 8 days, which would be amazing, and grow fantastic plants. So we'll see. I'll keep you updated. Bye for now.